thank you, Lord, for opportunity to gather here once again this year. We say, be thou exalted forever, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Lord, we commit the program into your hands. Father, take preeminence in the name of Jesus. Everyone that's supposed to be here, Father, we pray that you quicken their steps and bring them here on time in the name of Jesus. Everything we're going to do here today shall be to your glory. Father, take all the glory, Lord, in the name of Jesus. At the end of everything, Lord, we have every cause to give you praise. Blessed be your holy name. For in Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen.
We start with recognition of elders, dignitaries in the house, most especially our fellows in no particular hierarchy. Please, let me start from this extreme end. We have in the house a former chairman of this Appsn branch, a Fasasi FNIs. Our mommy has been in the house since morning. Surveyors Mrs. Yetunde Akinyemi FNIs. We are blessed in Lagos as usual. I hereby once again depopulate one of the tables of the fellows. Welcome to the high table, the chairman of Body of Fellow Lagos State Branch, Surveyor Prince Afolabi Olukaode Shonesi FNIs. To God be the glory. We have all our invited guests in the house. Our special guest of honor narrowly missed his flight all the way from United Kingdom yesterday night because of this event. Invited special guest of honor happens to be Surveyor Olukaode Bolarinwa Anibaba. He's a fellow of Nigerian Institute of Architects. He was a commissioner for environment in Lagos State under Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. He was a special advisor to Governor Gbenga Daniels in Ogun State on environment. He was a flag bearer for PDP for gubernatorial election in this Lagos one time ago. He is ably represented by architect Fola Jibo. Please to the high table, sir. You are welcome, sir. I want to invite also to the high table so that it will not be bone to bone, bone to bone, bone to bone. I don't know if she's in the house. The state chair, stroke coordinator of women in surveying in Lagos, Surveyor Mrs. Olajumoke Joseph. Is she in the house? One of the most lucrative business in Nigeria today, apart from being a surveyor, is to be an Oba of a town. Oma ṣe ratification kò ní. A máa tún lé àwọn ṣe ni. Please, with great humility, I want to thank you for coming, and I want to invite you to the high table. His Royal Highness Oba Babatunde Shonola, the Olu of Makurdi Town. Kábíyèsí o. Abanki. Kábíyèsí o. Kábíyèsí ṣubú àríra màlúù. go. Last but not the least of the questions I'll bring to the high table is the most simplest professional I've ever met in my life. I bet it with you. You may be attending functions where you listen to the profile of guest speakers or special guests of honor. I can tell you categorically that this can make the Guinness Book of Records. You listen to the shortest profile of a professional today. Welcome, our guest speaker for today's event, the 2023 Annual General Meeting of Association of Private Surveyors of Nigeria, Lagos State Branch, Tokwe Yinka Ojo, FNIBS, FCAI, RSB. A round of applause for our guest speaker for today. Mr. Tokwe Anvalua is a teacher to the core. You will get to know in the course of his lecture. We want to appreciate him for taking time to come. On that note, once again, I want to welcome us all. Without much ado, I would like to call on the present chairman for his welcome address.
Elders, great colleagues, I really appreciate your efforts. I know it has not been an easy thing for us for some few days now because of what happened for the past 2 or 3 months in Lagos here and in Nigeria generally. A lot of people have had issues to get petrol, to get money even to enter BRT or enter any vehicle. It has not been very easy. But I thank God that the population I'm seeing here today is very, very fantastic. The Almighty God will continue to be with us in all ramifications. I want to thank all my leaders, the chairman, our great Papa, KBSC, the lecturer for today, the guest speaker, representative of Architect Anibaba. Thanks very much for coming. Then our great very powerful and nice national seat. You are welcome. God will continue to be with every one of us. A great honor namas and upwards. Thanks very much. And the young Surveyors, God will continue to be with you. We shall all progress in our lives, and things will continue to work better for us. I don't think I have much to say, just for us to listen attentively to the lecture that will be given to us today for our consumption. And I'm sure it will be a very great benefit for all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my chairman. On that note, I'd like to call on the chairman of Nigerian Surveyors Lagos State Branch for his goodwill message. A round of applause for Surveyor Kolade Kasim FM.
Surveyor Benjamin Adams. Thank you very much. My chairman, Appsn Lagos State Branch, Surveyor IGR Adaranijo. My Vice President International of the Nigerian Surveyors, Surveyor Olumide Adewebe. Kábíyèsí Olú of Bakogi. Okay, sir. Our elders, Surveyor GOO Popola FNIS, Surveyor Prince Afolabi Sholesi FNIS, our special guest of honor, Architect Fola Jibu, guest speaker, Mr. Tope Ojo, my fellows of the Nigerian Surveyors, members, ladies and gentlemen here present. I heartily felicitate with the entire membership of APPSN on this very auspicious occasion. Good things are happening in APPSN. If you recall, we had the first retreat just a few months ago, and I'm happy to hear that we'll be going to Kano, God willing, next year. We look forward to a wonderful occasion too. There's not much to say. It's just to give a goodwill message. But I want to just give a little story. It's not original. I saw it on WhatsApp last week. I don't know how many of you saw it. So there was a new store opening. Let us imagine something like ShopRite opening somewhere. And there was this employee every day. At the end of the day, he will wheel out a wheelbarrow. And of course, there was security there. And they will stop him. Oga, what do you have in there? It's just sawdust. Things from renovation works going on. And of course, they will check. And they will pass him through. It's just sawdust. Nobody steals sawdust. This went on for about 7 days. Every day, he will wheel it out and they will check. So one day, the guard called him, that Oga, something is happening. Honestly, I won't tell anybody, but I want to know what scam you have going on. And the guy told him, every day, I take out sawdust with a wheelbarrow. It is the wheelbarrows I am stealing. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is for all of us. We are battling a court case. We are seeking publicity for our activities. We are fighting everybody. Are we looking inwards at ourselves? I sat with the secretary and we were talking, and I was a bit pretty sad because he's a member of the ethics committee. Things that are going on, majority of what is going on is not being committed by those outside. It's being done by us. All of us, we claim to have colleagues there. I'm 50-50 here. That means some of us are collecting half ADS. Am I wrong? Half I've learned is even good for some. Some only collect 20%. Dear colleagues, I think we should start looking inwards. We are the practitioners, and that is why I can say it here. I think with these few words, it's enough food for thought. Thank you very much.
Operation Wheelbarrow. Because our time is fast spent, we have a comedian in the house that will be entertaining us in the course of this program. But I want to quickly, let's try and do what we need to do for us to be able to buy time. On that note, I would like to move to the next item on the agenda, which is introduction of the guest of honor. To do this, I would like to call on our incoming secretary of APPSN Lagos State Branch, Surveyor Samuel Okafe Aliu, to read the brief citations of the special guest of honor. Whether it is brief, whether it's not brief. Ross, Chloe, Agbokolon.
Thank you very much. Permit me to stand on the already well-established protocol. I'll just go straight to the very, very brief profile of architect Ibrahim Kayode Bolarewa Anibaba, FNIA F413. Profile. Architect Anibaba was born. He is ably represented by architect Fola Jibo, the managing partner of Archimedean Associates. Architect Ibrahim Anibaba was born on the 26th of September 1957 to the family of Anibaba of Ikorodu-Oga in Lagos State. He proceeded in 1970 to the St. Pimbers College, Akoka, and he graduated in 1974 with a West African Certificate, Division 1. His next port of call in 1974 was the Polytechnic Ibadan, where he obtained the Higher School Certificate, 4 papers. And in 1976, he went to the University of Lagos to obtain Bachelor in Environmental Studies. And in 1979, he obtained Masters in Environmental Studies in Architecture. His professional qualifications are hereby listed below in a chronological order. In 1985, he became registered with the Architect Registration Council of Nigeria with the registration number F482. In 1992, he became a member, Nigerian Institute of Architects. In 2010, he became a member of the South African Council for Architectural Profession. And in 2017, he became a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Architects with the registration number F/413. And in 2018 to 2021, he became the chairman of Architect Registration Council Registration Committee. His work experience spans way back from 1978 when, as a pupil architect, he worked with Akon Nigerian Architects. In 1981 to 1982, he worked with International Consulting Architects as a project architect. In 1982 to 1986, he was with Ashibogu Design Associate as a project architect. In 1983, he was with Kenzo Tange URT Paris office as an intern. In 1982 to 1989, he was the deputy rector of Lagos State Polytechnic. And in 1999 to 2003, he was a commissioner for environment and physical planning in Lagos State. In 2003 to 2007, he was special advisor on environment and physical planning in Ogun State. I think he deserves some applause. From 2007 to 2011, he was the managing director of Gateway City Development Company. In 1987, he was principal partner, Kayode Anibaba and Associates, and he's still holding that post till date. Professional activities. Architect Anibaba served on the following institutions of higher learning. He was examiner and external assessor to the Polytechnic Ibadan, Moshood Abiola Polytechnic in Abeokuta, Osun State Polytechnic in Esauke, Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma in Edo State, Caleb University in OMOTAYO, Ikorodu, Lagos State, and Covenant University, Opta in Ogun State. In his career as an architect, Architect Anibaba also served in the following capacity as a consultant: the design team lead, Nigerian Institute of Marine Research and Oceanography, Victoria Island, Lagos. He was the design team lead, vehicle body manufacturing company at Moniya, Ibadan, Oyo State. Central Lagos Urban Upgrading Project Phases 1 and 3 at Tinubu and Balogun Street. He was also a consultant on comprehensive research work in respect of affordable and fast delivery housing for the teeming population of Lagos, with hands-on field trips and special emphasis on Latin American countries such as Nicaragua, Mexico, in the spirit of United Nations Habitat Vision 2000. Cabinet appointment. He was Honorable Commissioner for Environment, Physical Planning between 1999 to 2003. And between 2003 to 2011, he was Special Advisor on Environment and Physical Planning to the Ogun State Governor. In Lagos State, between 1999 to 2003, these are some of his works highlighted. He was instrumental to the following agencies were under his purview: Lagos State Water Corporation, Lagos State Environmental Protection, that is LASEPA, Urban and Regional Planning, now Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, LASPA, Lagos State Urban Renewal Board, now Lagos State Urban Renewal Authority, LASURA, Lagos State Waste Management Authority, that is LOMA, World Bank Project Office for all World Bank funded infrastructural projects statewide. He was team lead for Lagos State FGN Ogun Mega City Implementation Committee, culminating in the creation of Lagos Ogun Metropolitan Mega City Development Authority. As Honorable Commissioner for the Environment and Physical Planning, he was appointed Lead Operation Coordinator for the Lagos Cantonment Bomb Blast Disaster disaster of January 2002. Relief operations involved rehabilitation of retrofit of all primary, secondary schools affected within 180 days. Remedial of industrial waste and effluent discharged up to levels fit for recycling and reuse. Effective control mechanism instituted to combat indiscriminate industrial waste discharges with heavy sanctions on area factories. Effective coordination, treatment, and management of all micro, mini, and major water works in the state. He was lead operation coordinators for the Idumagbo explosion disaster, which resulted in the collateral collapse of 15 multi-story buildings. He was lead operations coordinator for all incidences of building collapse and mishaps statewide. Introduction of private sector participation, that is PSP operations, in refuse and waste management statewide. He introduced the statutory waste compactor located at high waste generation sportswide. And in Ogun State, between 2003 and 2011, as an ESCO cabinet member and special advisor to the Ogun State Governor for Environment, Physical Planning, with the following innovations: unwidening Ministry of Housing, Land, Planning, and Survey into two ministries. That is, the separation of Ministry of Physical Planning and Survey into two different ministries. He was in charge of enacting and enforcement of Ogun State Urban Regional Planning Law 2005. He established the Ogun State Urban and Regional Planning Board, created using the Lagos State template. Ogun State Environmental Protection Agency, OJIPA. He was instrumental to the establishment of Bureau of Urban and Regional Planning, now Ministry of Physical Planning in Ogun State. He was also instrumental to the creation of Urban and Regional Planning Board, Waste Management by OJIPA, introduction of waste bagging culture for easy collection and disposal, upgrading of existing waste dump sites to sanitary landfills. He was chairman of Ogun State Infrastructural Development, OCDEC, between 2003 to 2011. Publications to his credit. Architect Anibaba has an MSc thesis and dissertation. He has Anibaba KB 1981, Eko Akite Correctional Center. Anibaba KB 1989, Impact of Brazilian Architecture on Colonial Lagos, a retrospective analysis. Strategies for a clean and sanitary Lagos, a realizable mirage, 1999. Real megacity challenges for Lagos, 2002. Strategies for realization of affordable housing for all, 2006. A case study with the Latin American experience. Others are Management by Exception, 1997. Choosing a tunneling equipment maximally, 1998. Intricacies of Method Studies, 1998. Incentive Scheme and Game Theory, 1997. Linear Programming Application to Construction Management. His extracurricular activities include member and past president, Rotary Club of Surulere, District 9110, Lagos. He's a member of Ikoyi Club, 1938, beg your pardon, with membership number A3813. He's a member of the Island Club with membership number 7075. He's a member of the Yoruba Tennis Club with membership number 1319. His hobbies include reading, traveling, and meeting people. He is married with 4 children. Ladies, gentlemen, Please join me with a very loud applause to welcome a man of timber and caliber, a man of steel and iron, to the podium, Architect Ibrahim Kayode Bolariwa and Nibaba FNI, ably represented by Architect Jibu Folu, the managing partners of Archimedean Associates. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. I want to stand on all existing protocols. I've been asked to convey sincere apologies for Architect Dani Baba's absence, unforeseen, and to thank you all for this great honor in inviting him as a special guest. I don't have anything to say other than to make an observation. I came in here and there's a great sense of camaraderie, great sense of brotherhood in this hall. There's a sense of family. And I think, I don't know what has brought that up, but whatever it is, you need to keep it up, you need to continue it, because it can only translate into your professions and into professional practice. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Architect Launcheon. We'll be going into the lecture itself, but I want to welcome someone who has been with us this morning. He happens to be a former head of department, Surveying and Geoinformatics, Yaba College of Technology, Yaba, Lagos. A lot of people knows that name. A lot of people have been hearing that name, but they could not place the face. Today, I hereby expose for the purpose of personal recognition, whereby they will call surveillance. Do you know any surveyor Agbadaola in Lagos? I will say yes. Can you send us his picture? I will say I don't have any. Even on Facebook, you cannot get a picture. Please, for recognition, Surveyor Agbadaola O. Joseph. Can you please stand up for recognition? To the next item on the agenda is the citation of the guest speaker. Okay, sorry. Introduction of the Royal Father of the Day. We have our Royal Father in the house, Babatunde Shonola, the Olu of Makurdi Town. We will just call on Kabiyesi to just have some few seconds or few words with us. Kabiyesi, ẹ má sọ pé abayín lóye àpèyín lórúkọ. Wọ́n lórúkọ là ń gbọ́ Baládé. Àwọn eléré ló máa ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí tó máa ti fẹ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́ Kabiyesi. Ó di record abẹ́ni Kabiyesi sí ká máa sọ pé bọ̀dá Ṣọ́nọ́lá. Kabiyesi, gbogbo ilé ẹ bá wa kí gbogbo ilé. A ti gbé yín débi léèrè náà, nǹkan tó bá ń wà la máa fi ṣe. Tó bá bọ́ sírù, a lè pẹ̀lú pé kọ́mú 10 million wá. A ti tàn yín débi léèrè náà. Kabiyesi, ẹ ṣe gan.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Babatunde Shonola, the Olu of Makurdi Kingdom. I am going to say, I just want to greet all my chairmen and some people. Association of Private Practising Surveyors of Nigeria. I don't have much to say. Let me just pray. Yoruba calls Iwure. dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ láti wà níbí fún àwọn surveyors. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí Surveyor Gbénga ṣe sọ, àwọn ní ọ̀gá wa, àwọn náà mọ bọ́n ṣe ń rí layout ti sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan mú lọ. So mo kàn máa gbàdúrà fún association yìí lórúkọ Ọlọ́run wípé a túbọ̀ máa lọ sókè. Ẹ̀rí wálẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run. I shall say thank you. God bless you.
Yes, you. Nǹkan tí ọba aládé bá fi lè sọ pé Surveyor lọ̀gá àwọn, ó wí pé wọ́n ti talẹ̀ òòṣà. Surveyor ti testify against wọn ní court of law. Thank you very much, Kabisi. God bless you, sir. On that note, I would like to call on Surveyor Miss Omolara Afose for the citation of the guest speaker. Encourage her.
NIS Lagos State Branch, Surveyor Kolade Kazim FNIS. The Chairman, Association of Private Practicing Surveyors, Lagos State Branch, Surveyor Adaranijo IGR, fondly called CAC by some people. The VP International Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Surveyor Olumide Atewemi FNIS. The past chairman of the state branch, the royal father of the day, His Royal Highness Oba Babatunde Shonola, the special guest of honor, Architect Kayode Anibaba FNIA, ably represented by Architect Fola Jibo. The special guest speaker, Mr. Tope Yinka Ojo, FNIVS, FCAI, RSV. Distinguished fellows of the institution, dear members and colleagues, all invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. With great humility, I would like to invite the guest speaker to please stand and remain standing while I take his citation. Thank you, sir. Mr. Tope Yinka Ojo is a graduate of Estate Management from Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, with Masters in Development Finance from the University of Cape Town, South Africa. He is a registered estate surveyor and valuer with the Estate Surveyors and Valuers Registration Board of Nigeria, SVABRO, and a fellow of the Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, FNIVS. Mr. Tope Yinka Ojo is a fellow of Certified Institute of Auctioneers Nigeria, FCAI, and an associate member of Business Recovery and Insolvency Practitioners Association of Nigeria, BRIPAN. He is also a member, Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors, accredited mediator, and that of Lagos State Multi-Door Court. I think it deserves a round of applause. Thank you. He was formerly a partner at Dia Party Millennium and Co., which is one of the foremost real estate firms in Nigeria. He is currently a partner in the firm of Tope Ojo and Tunde Olonishaki, estate surveyors, valuers, and auctioneers. He is happily married with children. Distinguished fellows, members, elders in the house, guests, please join me to welcome to the podium the guest speaker of 2023 AGM of Association of Private Practicing Surveyors in Lagos State. Please keep clapping while he comes to the podium.
Good afternoon, everybody. The National Chairman, I'd like to stand on the existing protocol. I really appreciate the privilege of coming here. Can I have the laptop of what I want to present here so that, yeah, can you bring it please? Bring it here. Yeah. I would like to stand on the existing protocol. KBC. You know, one of the funniest things in life is that my dad has English name, my mom has English name, but when they came back to me, they did not give me any English name. So that means that I must be a full-blooded Yoruba man, and I must cherish the culture. KBC It's my great delight to be here, a great privilege to be here to share my thoughts with you. While they are trying to fix the laptop for me, I really enjoy the settings there. I thought it's we Surveyors and valuers that love having funds when we meet. But I was caught unaware when I saw the Land Surveyors, the commentary. I was grown up. I really appreciate that for you. It's painful to me that Architect Ali Baba is not around. It's my big ego. When he was in South Africa, I was in South Africa. And we shared some thoughts together. I've known him for years, and we've done a couple of transactions. I won't bore you with many facts, but I just want to run some slides with you that makes our business tick. You know, one of the demerits of our profession, I'm talking about people in the built environment, architecture, estate management, QS, surveying, land surveying is this. We're taught pure technical things at school, only for us to leave school and meet practice is totally different. The curriculum escapes some things, and that's why in practice there are a lot of challenges that we try to go through, and we don't know how to go about it. And I love the topic, and I'll pick 3 keywords: re-engineering, professionalism towards service delivery. So that means that if you are brilliant and you can do your job very well, but when it comes to service delivery, you are zero. That means that there's a big problem. So the beauty is this: the accumulation of knowledge that we have acquired. How do we deliver the deliverables and we're getting rewarded? So let me start with my last slides. Can you look at it? Can you see it there? Can you see the last slide? Is it coming up? Can you see it at the back? I'll make it very brief so that because we spend a lot of time. I said, no problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. That's my last slide. So that means that you cannot solve 21st century problem with analog knowledge. Do you agree with me? Have you tried to teach our young children English? You are now telling them A capital letter, B capital letter. He will tell you that you are talking. What are you saying? They call upper casements, lower casements. I'll tell you another thing. No, when we're in school, they tell us stand up, sit down. But you tell your grandchildren that stand up. So that's bad English. If you are standing, you are standing. If you are so if you are sitting, you are seated. So that whenever I sit down, you can't be sitting down and be standing up. So that shows the level of rejigging going on in the system, and we need to apply the same thing. Now let's go to the slide. I just want to use that to set up a procedure so that you understand that look, we can't be doing things the way we've been doing it and expect different results. That's the definition of madness. Doing the same thing the same way, expecting the different results is the definition of madness. So you have to do it in the right way based on the contemporary challenges. So let me start. Who is a professional? We are talking about professionalism. Is it somebody that is putting on suits? Is it somebody that is putting on tie? Is it somebody that speaks good English? And is it somebody that is working and they are not paying his fee? You know, you could be busy working in the office. At the end of the month, when you look at all the jobs you've done, they not pay you fee. Is that professionalism? Now, let's ask ourselves, what makes who is a professional. You see people, I remember when I was working in the African, I spent over a decade there, and that was when I was trained. Coming to office is not work. It's solving problems and client paying us, that's work. That's the definition of office. So if you come to office, it's appearance. When you solve problem and they pay us fee, that's when you work. So that's the first time they redefine what is called work for me. You can be in school, you can be in class, but if you don't pass exam, particularly prerequisite course, you know, that's automatic extra. So who is a professional? Look at this definition. A professional is someone that derives their income from specific knowledge or experience. You derive your income. So if you are not deriving income, you are doing an hobby. Now, specific knowledge. So that means that it's not general knowledge again. It's specific knowledge or experience. And you look at the next slide, say that the same thing, say a professional is an individual that provides an expert level service to a given organization. You know, in my profession, everybody in Nigeria, landlord, tenants, they are estate agents. Do you agree with me? Everybody is an estate agent. So to even call yourself an excess of you, and they call excess agent, you tell them I'm not an excess agent. Because you know that it's an aspect of your profession that is not well defined. So it creates embarrassment. But look at it, expert level knowledge. So if you don't have that expertise in what you are doing, you cannot claim to be a professional in that aspect. Now let's move further. What exactly does professionalism entails? When I was coming here, I was trying to share some. I thought Akilani Baba would be here. Probably will tell you when they write exam in South Africa in architecture, the draftsman and the architect sit for the same exam. So it's the gradings that determines the same thing in valuation. Estate agency is for housewives in South Africa. So you have to now have to sanitize it through certain regulation. Now, what makes us a professional? One, training. If you remove training, no, one of the reasons why we have bad traffic among other things in Nigeria and drivers, an accident in Nigeria, is because we are not trained. Anybody, majority of people seated here, who trained you how to drive a car? You're that mechanic that cannot read the road sign. So how do you now want to be a good driver on the road? Now, the same thing about our profession. If you are not well trained, then your practice will be jaundiced. The way you approach things shows the way, the process of becoming a professional. Now, without training, you cannot claim to be a professional. Now, we're still going to get another slide about an amateur and a professional, the difference. Certification. If you are trained and you are not certified by the appropriate authority, you cannot lay claim to that you are a professional. Do you agree with me? Now, one of the things that makes a profession real is the regulation in the process of coming in and getting out. So there must be certification. I'm trying to build a board before we go to the main thing. Then there must be experience. Look, you can study a course and may not have a foretaste by that course. So what you have is a BSc or an HND, but you cannot lay claim that you are a professional in that profession. Do you agree with me? If you ask yourself, some of your mates that study surveying, they are in banking, but they have that BSc surveying. Some of them already veer off to another thing. They are building contractors. Do you understand? So they cannot claim that they are professional surveyors. Do you agree with me? Let's talk about integrity. Let's talk about ethical issues, achievements. Let me talk about reputation. There is a dignity that will move around the profession. You can look at the way we are celebrating the fellows. He built up an incoming student hero. One day I want to be like this. It comes with that in profession, and critically, without reward, you will hate that profession. Do you agree? Even your children, when you start seeing your kids not trying to read the course that you study, they could not see the benefit of that profession in you. You may not believe it. When you see some families, all of them are doctors, all of them are lawyers, they could see their father benefiting through the instrumentality of that profession. Everybody now, son of politicians wants to be politicians. So they could see the way they've been bleeding us in Nigeria, and it's lucrative. So let's jump into that cycle. So let me tell you this, rewards is part of the things that makes a profession dignifying. The business attributes. There is a way you comport yourself as a professional. There is a way you dress. There is a way you behave. There is a way you talk. And all those incorporation of those things makes you to be a professional. Are we in sync? Now, let me now differentiate between an amateur and a professional. And it's very simple. All male child we were footballers when we were young. Do you understand? We were kicking stones, we were kicking sticks, we were playing football. In fact, I grew up in Ibadan, we were very close to Liberty Stadium. So it was a normal thing to go and watch a connected league. All of them playing football and we play football. That does not make me a professional. Do you agree with me? I'm not earning fee. I'm not earning income from it. So an amateur is totally different from a professional. An amateur has limited quasi knowledge that has not been tested or certified in the things he's doing. And even in Nigeria, at times amateurs do earn income. But when problem should happen, you will know that that income is not sustainable. So who is an amateur? Who is a professional? Now, I will mention some critical things you need to understand before we understand where I'm going to. One, an amateur practices until he gets it right. That's one of the biggest things you must realize. An amateur will be repeating test, exam, certification until he gets it right. But you know what a professional does? A professional will keep on practicing until they can't get it wrong. There are some mistakes you can never make as a professional. After leaving school, you've done tutelage, you've practiced, you've done exam, you've made gotten your certification from your lecturing board. There are some mistakes you cannot make. You cannot make it. Because at that point in time, not in football, they will tell you at certain space in football, if you put a ball at the left leg of Messi, you only have three options. The goalkeeper saving the ball, hitting the goalpost, or he's going to enter the net with precision. So a professional is somebody that repeats wrong things. What you have done is this: you have done lots of exercises that you can't get it wrong again. So when you are talking as an expert, people should listen to you. When you enter a place, say that there is a land surveyor here. When we have a problem in our community about land surveying, I said, Paul Adams. I can rely on his expertise because he has repeated certain experiments over time that cannot get it wrong. So that's one reason, that the difference between amateur. But let me now move further because I don't want to waste time on this. An amateur builds skills. A professional builds portfolio. When you ask Daddy here to talk to you about certain things about your profession, he can start telling you that in 1960, we did this thing like this. In 1972, we did this like this. That's where what a professional does. You have plethora of evidences of things you have done over time and that is standing the test of time. Now, let me move forward. Now, when you see somebody that wants to be noticed, that's an amateur. Messi, Ronaldo, they create news. You are the one, if Messi walks in here, you are the one that will notice him. Do you understand? But if I'm raising the ball, you will not even look at what this guy doing. Yeah, that's one of the basic difference. Now, we are getting now into the business. What makes a professional to stand out? And I'll share some experiences with you. You know, surveying, they just brought surveying to environmental sciences in Ife. You know, in Ife, then part 1, part 2, part 3, estate, QS, town planning, architecture, it's just similar things we were doing. Now, by the time we now leave school, there are things we were not taught. The soft skills are critical skills that you use to run private practice. Let me tell you one, communication. If you don't know how to talk, it will affect your profit margin in the industry. What to say, how to say it, how to present it. I was taught how to introduce a check to a landlord when I started working. When to take the check to a man that, look, let the wife be seated in the dining room and said, Alaji, we have this offer for this. Those are soft skills. We have this offer for this property. Let his wife hear it. That was all. I like this. It's not even fixed. Now. You know, we have to do this, we have to do this. Those are soft skills. How do you conduct inspection with a client? If you are conducting an inspection with a woman, the first you need to understand that she's more interested in the kitchen. So the way you get into the kitchen and when you describe the kitchen to a woman is critical to decision-making process. So communication is a soft skill you must have as a professional. A professional, professionalism root word is from the word profess. And to profess means to say. What are you saying? If your market is restricted, your sayings are bad. What you are discussing, your discussion model is fickle. It's the word that is that word communication that opens the space in the market for you. Those are critical soft skills. We are not taught in school. How do you do presentation? You know, until I was cracking a joke with some of my guys. I said, look, before going to South Africa for my postgraduate, I had my first degree in Ife, and I did my master's in New Zealand. But by the time I got to South Africa and they want to teach me in the business school how to make presentation, I started laughing about us in Nigeria. When you see an American president walking, it's not style, they coach him from primary school. This is how to enter a place. This is how to gesticulate when you are talking. This is the kind of dress. Have you ever seen an American president in purple suit? It's not accidental. Those are things they will teach you. How do you present an issue? How do you demonstrate? How do you pitch? It's a critical soft skills you must have as a client. Your client is supporting Barcelona and you are talking to him about Man City. And Man City just Barcelona. He will not listen to you for you to scale through. Those are critical soft skills. Networking. If you are brilliant and you don't have network, you will struggle. Your network is your net worth. Look, there is nothing bad if you are a party goer. Go to the right party and meet the right clients. You cannot be seeing poor people, interacting with poor people, and you think it's easy for you to do a big transaction. Because it's what they will introduce to you. So you have to understand those soft skills. Negotiation. Life is about negotiation. There are always trade-offs in life. So if you don't have the skill set of how to negotiate, so how do you price yourself? How do you catch the attention of your clients? And it's going to affect other things that you are doing. Let me go for before I go to business school, and that's what I want to focus on. Emotional intelligence. Clients, my daughter was working somewhere and he came back, he told me, Daddy, I can't work here again. I said, why? He said, they are rude. I said, don't you know that it's that insult that pays your bill? It's the insult I'm receiving from clients. I said, you know when times I said, I beg, get back and go to work. Do you know why? It's very common among young graduates now. I said, my mental health cannot take that stress. I said, your mental health cannot take that stress, but your mental health can drive my car, eat my food. I beg, get back. Look, the market is And if you think it's easy abroad, you know that you have access in the entire Canada. If you get to US now, when you are talking, they will know that you are not part of them. Your tongue is quite different. Your market will be tougher than in Nigeria. And I'm telling you the truth. So emotional intelligence is critical. Marketing is a critical skill. But I want to focus on business model. Business model. And that's what is very funny about us. But before going to business model, I want to give you some size about your business. You will not appreciate the course that you are doing, that you are practicing, until you meet successful people in that profession. Let me share an experience with you. We guys were in Ife, and we always run a system that bring alumni then to Ife to talk to us. And I was in part 2, and I saw the alumni coming in. I saw people that are stupendously rich. The way they came, I saw Fola Oyeko, I saw Chijire Taiwo, I saw Mr. Fatimei, I saw Mr. Dia. I saw the emblem of wealth. I said, I better stay in this course. I wanted to change my course. I said, if these people are successful, my God, I can't make it. Look at some things about your industry. In US, the size of your practice in US is up to $11 billion. So that means that your profession is, one of the things that's so funny in Nigeria, the Secretarial Surveying QS, in UK, everything is under RICS, Register of Chartered Surveyors. So if you enter UK today and you are telling them that you are a member of RICS, they believe you are rich. Because for you to be in a privileged profession and be in a class profession, there are some rewards that come with it. Look at the size in US. Let me show you some offices in US. Look at this office, David Evans and Associates. It's a private company in US, formed in 1976. He has over 30 offices. So how many offices do you have? These are things these are clincher punches that open up our brain. Now, they have over 30 offices nationwide, over 1,000 employees. One of the things that expanded my mind when I was in DFA Co. then was that we had over 300 graduates of estate management in Nigeria. Graduates. I'm not talking about lawyers who are working with us, architect QS. Do you understand? I saw those flashy cars that when they enter a place, you see it. So he reprogrammed my wife that this thing can conquer poverty. So people are doing well in this profession. So how do I get my bite? And that's what I want to focus on. You will see they'll send the slide to everybody. You see businesses running billions of dollars abroad. Now let me now talk to you about business model. And that's what we are missing. How did I set up my own practice? And I will tell people a very funny story. I read estate management in Ife, my partner read estate management in Ife. We're classmates, we're roommates. I thought I've served where I was working. I was a partner and I enjoyed all the privileges of a partner. And it just occurred to me that if these guys are making these millions of naira, then what's bad if I set up my own firm and get my own part of the pie? Is that bad? But that's not the best way to set a business. I have some of my friends that said, look, the insult is too much in this office. After all, we are the one that we are working. So let me set up my own firm. Now, let me ask us, Architect Bo is there, is an architect. Do you know that our grandparents could not construct any building more than 1 or 2 floors until we go into architecture? Why? Because we don't have a master plan for the things we want to do. A lot of us that are running private businesses, we don't understand business models. And because we don't understand business model, what we see happening in the office, we only have a superficial understanding of the business, and we don't know how to create it. Oh, this guy just left the office. He hit a deal. He has bought a new car. Then what was raining then? Benz 230, baby Benz. So this guy is driving Benz. He left us some years ago. So let's go and set up my firm. But I'm telling you, if you want to deliver services that will be top notch, and it's so funny in Nigeria, there is African Free Trade Agreements, and we have Nigerian banks moving across West Africa, but we professionals, we are not even tapping to it to take our service across Africa. Because our model is pure subsistence. Build a house, have another house that will have tenants, have money to spend on parties, be able to show off. What is a business model? And start asking yourself, what business model do you run in your office? What model? What's the problem? What model do you run in your office? What's a business model? A business model can be described how a business model describes how an organization creates, deliver, and capture values in economic, social, culture, and other contexts. Let me explain like this. I have two uncles. They read medicine in UI. They are my good uncles. And after their MBBS, housemanship, they went for their residency. So two of them studied obstetrics and gynecology residency. That's about 5 or 6 years. 6 years medical school, 1 year house job, that's 7 years. 1 year NYC, that's 8 years. 5 years residency, that's 13 years. So they are brilliant, sound. So when they wanted to set up, one said that he has suffered too much in his life. He will not set up. They were staying at Iju Road. He won't set up practice at Iju Road. He's going to VI to set up. Said malaria is malaria. Typhoid is typhoid. Delivery is delivery. Said but his own business model is to take care of the rich people. The other one said that you are over ambitious. He set up his own clinic at Iju. The other one set up his clinic at VI. Now, let me tell you what we don't understand about the repercussion of this thing is this. The one in Iju started meeting military generals. The one in VI started meeting military generals. He started meeting top-notch civil servants across board. The one who started meeting young boys that are creating problems in the streets, coming back to his clinic and he's solving their problem. Mid down the road, from the network he has built from his business model, one of the wives of the generals that he was teaching, he was treating, introduced to the general, he became a commissioner. Now, 2 brilliant students, business model 0. The one with a sound business model expanded. From there, that one hospital, he went to lab, he started building other things. Now, the business, what's the difference is not, and the real funniest thing, they are attending the same church, the same pastor, the same prayer, but one contacted a superior knowledge about business model. What do you do? And it took me time. That's what compelled me to went to a business school. That look, we are all trading with the same certificates. We are all taught by the same lecturers. What will be the T-off that I need to put there to differentiate my skill? And that's what it's business model. Well, let me use my glasses. Now, there are 3 things in strategy, 4 things. They call it WWWH. What, when, why, and how. Now, what you do is this. What exactly do you offer as services? And that's one of the basic problems that we have. Do you know all these things that we are talking about is this? What you do is you receive information, you process information, you sell information, and you collect money from that information. Now, they asked McDonald, I said, what's your business? He said, your business, you are into food. Only I'm into food. I'm into real estate. The ground floor is McDonald. The upper floor is real estate business. What exactly is the product that you are rendering? I learned something from a lawyer. And that lawyer is the common friend of architect Alibaba too. He's my friend, he's late now. You know, you don't walk to office as a lawyer and be telling you your problem. It's going to charge you. In my own profession, we started changing it. Somebody will call me, Tope, I have a property at Jibo. Sorry for mentioning your name. How much can I sell it? You will give him the advice. Because the guy is not paying for it, he will not appreciate it. You have to start repackaging it. How? What? Break it down. What exactly is the services I'm rendering to people? Is it advisory? Charge for advisory. Somebody will call you. There is land at ONABANJO. Come, let me show you. You go there, you inspect, you will still not pay. Say, hold on, I'm not ready to do the survey now. I'll do it in the next 3 months. What about the time? Now, it's Yoruba said, àrùn tó ń ṣe abọ́yadé, gbogbo ara ló ń ṣe. Now, what I'm saying is there is no problem you are passing through your industry that we're not passing through our industry. So, I took a decision. No free service. For a client, no. What do you want me to do? Do me a mail and I'll pay. Now, you need to reconfigure your practice and look. What exactly are you doing? Break it down. Your job is not just do survey. What do you do with the survey? When you provide town planning goals on the survey report, do you charge? I'm asking, do you charge? You don't charge. You just tell them verbally, this place is under acquisition. No. You reconfigure your practice, and let me tell you one thing about how your own profession is not well regulated about my own profession. In our profession, we are fighting now. The scale of professional charges is the minimum you can charge. That's what we are telling them. It's the minimum you can charge. Why should you charge a client that stays in the Koyi, that is used? You know, one thing about life is this. If somebody brings a shirt to you and tell you that this shirt is 1,000, even if it's original in Mumbai, there are some clients that are used to big figures. So if you tell them that's your small figure or my small figure, in my scale of human charge, they are pissed off. So we need to recalibrate our delivery. How do we package ourselves? How do you appear? Do you know one of the things is this? You cannot meet the man that trained you, Mr. Dia and Mr. Fatuleni, and you offer them rubbish. It's not possible. It's not possible. There is a way they appear in royalty, and there's a way you talk. Do you understand? There are some things we see. The first thing you tell a client to appreciate is, look, this thing that you want to do, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I'm not able to do it. But a colleague of mine, lower level, will do it. If you have a challenge, come and meet me. But that guy that you're going to do it, you're going to pay him this. You are not rude. You have positioned yourself for a bigger transaction. So what is your value proposition? What value are you rendering? A client will tell you to do a job, and the client will tell you to bring it to his house. You charge, I will charge. If you're going to say this thing, because you are eating my time for another thing. And that's what we call real estate advisory consulting. So, let's move forward. Now, let me talk about choices in business model. And those are the 3 choices that you must make. 1, policy choices. Do you want to be a fringe player, or you want to be a big-time player? And I'll never forget what my dad used to tell me. The same brain that we use to understand mathematics, you will use it to understand you. The same brain that we use to understand chemistry, you will use it to understand economics. It's because you refuse to apply that brain. Now, the cost of servicing low-end clients is too expensive. I'm telling you the truth. So you need to take a judge to your business model. These are the critical clients I want to focus on. Pareto optimalities, 70-20, 80-20. 20% of the money or 80% of the money that comes to your office come from 20 good clients. The other ones are fringes. You need to take that policy. Where will I be located? How do I play in this industry? If you are not on the digital place, you are wasting your time. Because the whole world is a global village. Somebody coming from US to Nigeria will first of all check online. And if you are not there, and you are not well represented, and you are not well captured there, you are going to give yourself a big problem. Let's move to asset choices. This is one of the biggest problems of we young surveyors. And I'm talking generally. We make money, we spend it. So we don't invest back into our professions. Look, you must have a critical asset choice. 20% you pay your tithes if you pay tithes. This is seeking fund. I research this the whole day. You know, this job is not in perpetuity. Age will displace you. There are some clients you will not be able to relate with again because you are going with your age. There was a time you want the governors to be your age mates. There was a time all the governors will be doing SASA for you. They are telling you it's time for you to move to another space. So you need to do an asset choices. How do I spend every kobo that comes to me? How do I migrate from where I'm here? If you earn 1 million naira and you are spending 2 million naira, you're a poor man. If you earn 1 million naira and you are spending 200,000, you have a net of 800,000 that you can keep and you are reinvest. So investment is not about what you earn per, it's what you can save and reinvest. So we need to take that's something. Let me follow about this profession. Every member of this profession, we are millionaires in one way or the other. How do you spend those cash that you have been receiving? How are you spending it? Look, where I was trained, I learned that one. Every kobo that comes to office, investment account, dollar accounts, international investment account, it goes like that. There is a policy, we can't spend more than 20-30% of salaries. If you believe you are super good, go. We produce you, we are the one that make you a star. So that system will produce that another star. So you have to do your asset choices then, governance choices. And what am I saying is this? One of the greatest problems that we are static and we are too transactional. If I ask you a question, how many of us have the birthday dates of 20 of our clients? How many of us? How many of us have the wedding anniversary of our clients? So all what you do is just one transaction, one sweep, you get out. So you are not creating any impact on them. You know what it takes to call a client? And say, Daddy, happy birthday. Today is your birthday. And you send a cake to him. The man on his table say, there's one job I need to give you. I've been looking for your number. So you need to take policy about your customer attention, customer retainership. Look, business is not about making money alone. Business is about creating customers and retaining customers. The more customers that you have, the more likely you make more money. That is just a basic fact. I will never forget what a big man named told me where I was working. Set up your guy can sack you, but if you run your business and you have more clients, it's very difficult for 200 clients to come together one day and sack you. He said that means that you must be super rich. And that is a choice that you have to make. Do you have the profile of the number of clients that you had last year? We are finishing first quarter in the year. Those are the models that people that are doing what are doing. They have the names that, look, it will be so painful for you that you see some of the new ministers, they are clients you dealt with, you don't have their numbers again. You don't have their emails again. And you say, I know this man, I've had a transaction with this man. You don't have the number. So how are you going to do mega deals with that man? Now let me be very fast, please. Types of business model. And that will interest us. What kind of business models do you create? Let me use ShopRite as a case study. You see all those things in those shops. They do not buy it. The model is very simple. Have a warehouse like this. Talk to Nestle. Talk to Coca-Cola. Bring your product here. We have AC. We have traffic. After 180 days, come and collect your money. Fantastic business model. And I'm telling you, business to business model. That's the first business model I want to talk to you. You can be the man that controls the transaction. All what you do is this. sign a contract. You know, it's a global village, and global financial architecture is above you. If a company is coming from America, they have clients that they are dealing, companies they are dealing with in America. If you sign a contract with one of them, you handle their transaction in Nigeria and West Africa. Pure and simple. It's a business to business model. And if you use that model, I don't know the way you can create it in your own business. The multinationals in Nigeria, what is the caliber of surveyors that they are using? Okay, what do you need to do? You go and sign a contract outside Nigeria with those companies that you represent them in Nigeria. By the way, 10% of 100 million is better than 100% of 1 naira. Do you agree with me? 100% of 1 naira is 1 naira. But 10% of 100 million is 10 million. You'll be a big boy. So a business model is business. One business model is business to business model. Look, I can get a valuation job, be the chief person in the valuation job, and give it to my colleagues, and I'll tell them the terms and conditions to run it. And it's a quick fix model that we are using now. That instead of opening branches in all the states in Nigeria, I sit down in Lagos, get a job, call guys, I have something for you in Kano, I have something for you in Port Harcourt. This is my letter of instruction. This is the way I want you to run. This is what you do. This is what I'll pay you. Sign off. If you want to do it, do it. And these are the terms and conditions of the payment. That's business to business. Do you know why they don't ask you for the bottles in the ShopRite? They are getting it straight from 7-Up. It's cheaper. And it pays 7-Up. So they've cut off middlemen, they've cut off cost of putting it in the warehouse. They produce and take it to ShopRite. And ShopRite, they will tell you after 6 months, come and collect your money. It's a business model. Look at it. Let me give us another business model. Business to customer model. Look, we have similar challenge. In my own profession, in essence, in valuation, when I left here, and I had a status, then I was a partner. And the big banks in Nigeria will not give me a job because I'm not on their retainership. And it was very simple. My friends are the one there, but you are not qualified for us now. We can't use your track record in there to give you that opportunity. So what's the next model? It's okay, give me the job. I will take it to DR. I will take it to Jerry Taiwo. I will structure the fee. This goes to them, this goes to me. They can't go and meet those guys. To them, it's an extra. To me, too, it's an extra. That's business to customer model. And it's very rampant in your profession. You have the assistant, sorry to use that word, that gets the job, they bring it to your office, you stamp it. So if you have 1,000 of them that is bringing job of 800 or 200, 200,000, it's a multiple reflection of a global space. It's not possible again. Then you have one step out of us. We are trying to regulate the roadside agents now. Let's use our license to identify them for bigger transaction. So when they bring the transaction, we structure the model, we give you 2%, I take 7%. Do you understand? If a big chunk of transaction, you take 4%, I take 6%. Ato, naiba. It's a business model. And you look at the way you structure it. And you know one thing about the business model is this, it gives you more jobs. It helps you to grow the job. Let me go to on-demand business model. All what you do is this. Lagos State, this family, they have problems. So they have problem with their land. So there is no way they will fix that problem without solving. Without the survey plan, they can't do anything. They don't have the money to do it, which is rampant. It can be your critical focus. So you go for that cherry and start picking it, and you focus on it, and you repackage it, and you make money. They have land. kind of something is this? When you run brokerage, what you feed on is your intellectual capacity. Another person is the one financing it. In fact, we call it OPM in my profession, other people's money. You are the one that has the land. I'm the one that brought the architect. I introduced the bank that will finance the project. I brought the builder that will build it. They finish it, I will sell, I will fall. And for you to function in this on-demand business model, you must have ear for information. You must pick gossips in the beer parlor. You must pick it from the comedy people. You must pick fables from women. My husband even have one land. That land, you are not even sure what we want to do about it. We don't even know whether we should sell it. Should we develop it? That information is big enough for you to sit on and create money, income out of it. Are we in sync, please? That is a business model. Let me give you this model, franchise. And it's very funny. I'm the vice president of African Real Estate Society in West Africa. And I visited Ghana, another country in West Africa. I saw EcoBank, Nigeria. I saw UBA, Nigeria. I saw Fidelity Bank, Nigeria. And I saw GTB, Nigeria. Skybank, Polaris, Nigeria. They are in Liberia, they are in Sierra Leone, they are in Ghana. And I asked myself, the same relationship I have in Nigeria, for all those banks, I can use it there. So, FOC, what do I need to do? I cannot practice in Ghana because I'm not registered with them. So let's go into franchise and licensing and mitigate against risk. My friend, this is cool money. They are, sorry to say, they are laid back outside Nigeria. They take things, they are not giants. They are not aggressive, they are not ambitious, they don't have tall dreams like us. And I sat down my Ghanaian counterpart. I said, well, I have all these banks that you have, they are on my list in Nigeria. Now, I discovered they pay them well as professionals there. They don't they negotiate my fee in Nigeria. They don't negotiate. 2, in their country, the legislation allows them to pay finder's fee for somebody that is bringing transactions. So in Nigeria, there is nothing like finder's fee to me as a surveyor. It's flat rate. I sat down. I said, boy, let's try it deal. Do you know the truth is this? When the guy saw the opportunity, he started calling me. Somebody that is not aggressive. He has been in Ghana for years. He could not penetrate into Nigerian banks. Now the Nigerian banks are big banks now across Africa. Tito in Kenya, the only place they did not enter is South Africa because of their strong regulation. Now, the same license that you are using to practice to get job can function in Kano State. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with me? Can function in River State. Now, you are sitting in Lagos. And you know one thing is this. The big challenge of struggle and competition is in Lagos. Is in Lagos. Anything that you guys want to do, please, motivate to attend. See this. Any pitch for an assignment in Lagos comes with a lot of competition. So, why not start thinking about franchising your jobs? And let me give you the bit of franchise. It pays you when you are growing older. You don't have the strength, you don't have the energy. You understand? You don't have the strength, you don't have the energy. And God catch you, you have a big taste. You must travel 3 times a year. And you have young boys that have the energy, that have the strength, call them. I won't forget it. That lesson, 10% of 1 billion is better than 100% of 1,000 naira. So I'll share it. You spread the risk and come with framework. That model, I don't want you to joke with it. Even within Lagos, what about you think you want to have an office in Ikeda and you be driving to Ekpe every day to cut transactions? You gas off. Bible says that the labor of the weary, of the foolish, weary them. Now, you need to look at that concept and redefine your business model. These are business models that has worked. Guinness is in Nigeria, simple. Everything is in Nigeria, simple. It's an extension of fellowship of franchising to a company to run in on their behalf. So let's do that. Now let me talk about freemium model. There are some clients that you need. Now let me ask you a question. Will you like to do a job free for Ashwaju and not collect money? Would you like to do it? Are you with me? Do you agree with me? Now, there are some jobs in business model that you do for free, but it comes with a lot of returns. Now, let me give an example. I went to a bank for another business transactions. I do auctioneering, I do valuation, I do advisory. So I went to negotiate on behalf of my clients. And I got there and the group head was trying and said that it's tired of letting surveyors and valuers. I'm used to that. And you know the truth is this. I love talking. I know how to convert all those talks to business. Say why? And they are doing good valuation. They do over. Say when I was saying I was very happy. And I needed the retainership of that bank. I said, God has answered my prayer. Now, when the guy ran his commentary, he brought a report done by my senior colleagues that, and I look at it, I saw the errors. I said, don't worry, don't fight them. I will do all these 10 reports for you free of charge. I said, don't worry, I will do it for you, don't fight them. I will do it free of charge. There is no way I will do all those reports free of charge. I said, even if you are senior citizen, you will compensate me. Now, when I did that and I submitted it, when I was marketing the quality of my report, I did not speak any derogatory statement about my senior colleagues. I knew I would get to that level too with them. So when I saw my report, the MD saw the report, he called me. Said, you did this report? I said, yes. And when the MD was talking, I knew this. He said, you went to present this guy with my junior. I was so sure. I said, this is, I said, okay, this. So you've left it? I said, yeah. He said, and you're not on our list. He said, yes. He said, okay, there's this job we have problem with. Go and get it. There's this job problem. They paid me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look, you must know how to throw your punches. One of the strategic persons in Nigeria that I respect that catches attention, you may not like him, is General Soto. He picks the way we talk. When we talk, you ask him one question, he will answer another question. It's what he wants to hit that we hit, and we get his feedback. And that's one of the things you must do as a professional. Look, let me do this job for you. I've done a lot of things for some clients free, but it's not free. When they want to do similar things, say, Doctor, please, your fee is expensive. I will be very happy. Your fee is expensive. The people I've been using, they don't collect more than this. So what will I pay? I said, no, I will do it. And actually, Baba will tell the story that involves two of us. And I will tell people, I did not go to university on scholarship. And my parents sent me to private nursery and primary school, children's school in Ibadan. Then, and I was the top 10, the children of all those people went to that school. I said, look, I did not enjoy scholarship, so when it comes to my fee, tell me what you pay. But that you won't pay me, I don't want. Now, freedom is something you can do a lot, particularly when you want to start going to consulting aspect of your profession. Because you give advice to people, and when people start talking to me at times, I'll look at you. Talk about, I want to take a real estate investment decision. I don't know how to go about it. I said, no, Daddy, you're not worried. Let me capture what you're saying. I will write it down. You spoke with me, you said this, you said this, you said that. I will do it, I'll send it back to you. Now, these are the options. I will help you to do a preliminary. But by the time I want to do this, you have to pay this. By the time I want to do this, you have to pay this. Now, the beauty of this is that I've worked in a big firm before. and I knew the way they charge. In fact, when I left where I was working to get formally, my greatest joy was that I served them recklessly. I walked across the length and breadth of Nigeria. I said, there's only states in Nigeria that I've not visited, that's Calabar. So even when people are coming to work with me, there's no trick you want to play that we have not played. Is it collecting air tickets and going by night bus? Is Sanusi and some brothers boss? I said, what do you want to tell me? But those are the things that makes us think about understanding the business trick. Look, you play this freemium business model if you have served very well and understand the tricks. Look, the trick is this. There is always one information that will not true, and that information that you're not throwing on board is what they will pay for. Even when they pick the little that you are throwing at them, they cannot aggregate it. Look at Coca-Cola, you see everything they are using. Go and mix it, whether you get the same taste. Now, let's be fast a little bit. I'm sorry. Now, all what I'm saying is this. One of my best talkers, Mr. Fatuleni. When you talk to you, story, I said, where is my check? The summary is, where is my check? Hello? What is coming in? Talk about how much are we spending? Talk about where are we going? You know the truth is this. Because we've not sat down to create a business model for our businesses, we are losing income, we are not expanding, we are floating. You'll be rich in January, by April, you'll be looking for money again. Look, I shared this story with my friend. I said I thought I was comfortable. But when your kids want to start going abroad, to go and school, and your wife decides to go and do PhD abroad too, and you thought you are a smart person, and Naira was 172 when they started, and you woke up one day, it got to 640. You know that you're a poor boy. You're only putting on suit and perfume to demonstrate. Now, what am I telling you is this. We're all seated here. Ask yourself a simple question. Do you have a model in that office? If you die today, what will happen to your wife and your children? Once you know it's not sustainable, there's no business model that you are running. Once your cash flow is not consistent, business is not bound, one transaction. It's continuity of cash flow from time to time. And that is the beauty of business model. I was looking at my dear friend, I'm going to be 40 this year. It'll be 40 years this year. And I'll be there. We are alumni. They produce about 2 or 3 past presidents of Naim. The current president will all train together with them. And I asked them the business model. You know, when I left the place, I said I will not be hard on any staff. You know, we have zero tolerance to rubbish in there. If you try it, you sack it. Go. If they don't train you very well in your school, go back to your school and learn. So I said, I want to be a good boy. We are my partner. I said, we will not be hard on any staff. The quality of staff in Nigeria, they will send you back to NYC. Without God, I started spending my own savings to be paid salary. So when I reprogrammed my head, I told myself, where I was trained, we don't pay salary, we pay salary. So if you want to work in my office, it's a business model. If you don't make money, I won't pay you. You are not here to talk. You are here to solve problems. Go and look for business. This is your CV. Market it to your CV. If you know how to pray in the church, pray very well. But tell them you can sell property, you can rent property, you can manage property, you can do valuation. I just sacked a guy this week. And a business model takes emotion off you. What it does, you look at your reporting system. I employ a graduate with a 2-1 and with 2 years experience. And I told the guy, I said, you are fantastic in this interview. I said, well, I'm sorry. Google. I said, I've been in national 30 years. So forget I'm putting on the pump. That's what I told the guy. I said, forget I'm putting on the pump. I'm not a good employer of labor. But your deliverables, your KPI, I don't joke with it. I don't negotiate it. I can't pass down again. And I fail A levels. In my generation after secondary school, you go for A levels. So I fail A levels. So I don't even know where my certificate is, so I can't go back to school. And this is my true life story about staff that works with me. You are coming here to solve problems. Don't be a problem that I will solve. You are here to solve problem. Then, so if you become a problem that I will solve, I will show you out. 2, my name is OMOTAYO. And I told the guy, you are not older than my daughter. Forget this nonsense that you are telling me. I don't dash out money. When you work well, I will remunerate you very well. I will give you more than your salary, and I will do beyond your expectation. But if you come to office, I was a client, there was a staff. He's not a big boy in my profession. He saw me frustrated. He was working with me. I told him go and collect check from a landlord in a service apartment that will pay about 10 million naira. The guy did not go there. The landlord collected the check. The landlord collected the check, and the landlord was generous. Instead of paying my full 5%, said, okay, when I collected the check, I started spending it. So I can only pay you 2%. I collected it. I did not disturb the guy. End of the month. The guy said he wants to collect salary. I said, your dad did not set up this firm. I set up this firm. I have value system that runs my business model. You refuse to go and collect the check, the landlord pays the check himself. So I'm sorry, I'm converting it to a loan to you. You pay the full payment. And I'm not against you. You are free to walk out of my office and look for a job elsewhere. That is the model that runs my office. That is the road there. That is the way I am trained. They never dash me salary in the year. I made it. I supervise 15 branches in Nigeria. And my KPI is this. If those branches don't make money, I won't make salary. And I cannot go back and tell my wife, non-performance. Have you ever seen a coach that will use a player, a top number 9, that will not score in 10 matches and will still be using it? You bench it. Let me read this at that note. I think you have a better understanding of my story. I'm not saying you should be wicked with your staff, but you get your goal right. Staff can change job, but you have let that happen in your business. Get a model right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well. At times, it's not even at times. Most times, because you've not visited another person's father's farm, you think in your village you are the only one planting cocoa. Not until when you go to the next neighboring town, you now discover that the essence of the cocoa farm of your father is what they use in planting the wedu in another place. I think we call him TYO. We call him TYO, Tope Kawojo. Because when you say Mr. Tope, you may be shouting Mr. Tope. He hardly answered Mr. Tope. We want to say very big time. Please, another round of applause for Tope Kawojo. Well, this is a good one that we've had, and I can assure us, the moment I drop this microphone for the next item on the agenda, the soft copy will be sent to our platform for us to be able to dissect it. Thank you very much. God bless you. Please, I want to beg of us that you should please bear with us. The servers will start entering the hall to serve us. But you know, it's an unwritten law in our institution. Architect Olajibo said something of such when he came. In the introduction of TYO, he said something of such. Surveyors are so trained that we don't take it with levity when we invite special guests in our midst. irrespective of how long the lecture may be. We don't mix business with pleasure. Please, we know the time for us to serve has passed, but I can assure you they start serving now. Coupled with what we've listened to, I think our waiting for food is worthwhile. Thank you for your patience. God bless you. While the service is ongoing, please, if you have questions, comments, please let's take note of them. While I call on MC Sam for a short appearance. You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out to felicitate with us. Ah man, the way some people reacted once they heard my voice, they were like, hello, is this another General Sunday Abacha? Yeah, so if you know God has blessed you with 2 hands and 10 fingers, round of applause for the Almighty God, the giver of life, the sustainer of everything that's in existence. Now, if you know you have a very good mother, clap for your mother. Okay, I want to quickly observe all protocols on the high table. Yes, Your Royal Highness, I greet you, sir. Yes. Now I stay at Iyano Ejiko. Before you know, I'll move to Select Express. From there, I'm going to the island. Ladies and gentlemen, look at me very well. I'm a big boy. I hold money. On my birthday, Union Bank sent me a message that say, "Dear MC, happy birthday to you. Assuming we know, we for no borrow." Just thinking, since only my boss himself, my mentor, that spoke Yoruba. So I was now thinking, nobody sabi speak Pidgin or Italy or Chinese. Yes. You know, English is not our language, so sometimes when we force ourselves to speak English, but let's just imagine, this mic belongs to him. Give him his what? Mic. All right, now this mic belongs to Hey bros, she is a bit Pidgin. Things are getting tedious in Lagos. Hello, welcome to Nigeria. Nigeria is the only country I will see a fuel tanker queuing for fuel at the filling station. Sir, do you agree with me? I know of one man. If you are in this country, you cannot do one job. Oh. Hello. If you are in this country, you cannot do. I know one man. In the morning, is a teacher. In the afternoon, is a barber. In the evening, is a fry suya. From midnight, now Lord. I tell you the truth. I was walking to the bus stop one day. I saw a police officer with full uniform frying akara. I said, "Officer, what do you mean by this? This is an abuse to the Nigerian police force." He said, "Will you keep quiet?" I said, What happened?" He said, "You don't go front." I said, "Waiting the front." He said, "Na DPO." I said, "Waiting DPO." They say, he said, "Otabia." I want to quickly ask this question. You know, we have 3 major tribes in this country. We have the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Igbos. I want to ask, between Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, who cook best? Who cook best? Yoruba? Is it Yoruba? Okay, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, who dress best? Yoruba? Okay, Hausa. Okay, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, who born pikin pass? Who born pikin? Hausa. Okay, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, who do party pass? Igbo and Hausa, who swear pass? Okay, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, who mumu pass? Now you talk about. Okay, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, who they chop pepper pass? Okay, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, who they fight pass? Now you talk about. Okay, Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa, who they drink pass? Who drink pass? Okay, I will mention the names of these drinks when I go tell people who drink them. Who they drink red wine? Who they drink palmy? Who they drink palmy? Okay, who they drink NSC? Who they drink rosé? Who Who they drink? Baby Oku, Ori Malu, Okmaini, Toto Meleto, Emu Guro, Baba Kari, Pakurmo Bitters, Oshomo Bitter, Yahoo, Jedi, Sniper. No, Sniper no do. Daddy, things have changed. Things have really changed. Now, for instance, when cock one crow that time, it is different from now when cock dey crow. When goats dey bleat that time, it is different from now when goats dey bleat. For instance, cock wants to crow during Goodluck Jonathan era. You hear something like this. But now, the only cock that crow there in Yanodiko where I stay, any morning this cock comes out and complain. Wetin I dey hear? That time during Goodluck Jonathan era, when goat wants to bleat, alright, now ladies and gentlemen, I noticed something. There are some kind of churches when you enter, you see the man, you go on his knees, you see something like this. Once I do it or I say it, you tell me the church that I enter, you see something like this. Surely you are the greatest. You are greater than the greatest, higher than the highest. Yes, you are better than the best. Whose church is that? Redeem, Abi. Okay, there's another church. When you umbrella and suitcase, which church is that? Which church is that? Jehovah Witness. Another church, once you enter, you hear one song like this. They must sing that song. You hear something like this. Jerry Moyama. Jerry Moyama. Which church is that? Another church, once you enter, you hear something like this. Hallelujah. Another church, once you enter, you just see everybody shaking you with speaking of tongue. Christ Embassy. Another church, once you enter, you just see everybody with one pillar, tie rope for neck. You hear something like this. Nígbà ìyọ́lanu tó bí ẹni tí ilẹ̀kùn mú lọ́wọ́. Wàá parí olúwa o, ire mi tó wà níbàdàn olúwa gbé wá sẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Which church is that? CAC. Another church, once you enter, you see everybody breathing like a horse. You hear something like this. Now we are going to fire this prayer. You are going to see every power that follows me from my father house. Which church is that? What they are speaking, I don't boss. Nice. Let me greet my people from the east. Indigo, Gunu. Okay, let me greet my host. Do I have the people from the north here? You're in Northern. Wave to me. Okay, there's no Northern here. We wait for Northern. I fear you because even the Bible says, fear not. Are you here? Now, I noticed something about the Yorubas. I noticed something. Yorubas have respect. If you are a Yoruba person, clap for yourself. Clap for yourself. Yorubas have respect. Yoruba get greeting for almost all the occasion when we get for this life. When Yoruba person see you for money, wetin go greet you? You see for Madam, be careful. Okay, now look at me from up to down. God now did it, and now talk to a network in this world. Which network will I do? Who they call me Joe now? Now I try. Please don't call me Joe. Adenuga, the owner of Glow, the recent thing. Okay, now look at me from up to down. God now bless me. And now turn by mistake, God bless me. And now turn to a phone. Which phone will I be? I heard something. I heard Moto what? Which phone will I be? Cannot carry no certain. That is said that it's giving 10. Okay, no wahala. Alright, it's like you don't like my frontal view. Let me give you the back view.
Ladies and gentlemen, by mistake, God now bless me and now talk to the president. Whose president will I be?
God.